Hello Steelers, and just for Rich Clark, morning steel pickers, not off. Welcome to another hobby update bench report. I've got quite a lot to show you this week because I was over a Rampant attack last week. You've probably seen the show report for that. If you haven't, go and check that out. It's on the rest of the channel anyway. But while I was there, I was able to pick some stuff up. I'll show you that in a second. However, this week I have been relatively busy with painting bits and pieces. So I started with the Romanian Chain of Command platoon. I found some of their lists for the 1942 onwards platoon online, and I just basically followed that. I made a platoon roster for them so I knew exactly what I needed, and I got a couple of the platoon boxes from Flames of War Battlefront because one of theirs just wasn't enough to actually fill out the entire Chain of Command platoon, but I got those finished. Just worked on those over the week. They only took about a couple of hours each night just to finish and chipped away at them. I've got a few extra bits as well from there that I'm going to be painting up later on this week, I think. So flamethrower teams and some of the higher officers, and also Panzerfaust and Panzerschrecks, which I didn't put in the base, but they'll do as support element if nothing else. Also, as well, I painted another 3D printed building. This is from Patrick Miniatures, and another one of the ones that I bought a long time ago now. But I also added a sabotaged greenhouse and walls to this as well, just to finish it off and give it a little garden. That turned out, I'm quite happy with that. That's the last of the Patrick Miniatures buildings I've got, apart from the small ones. But that's done. This week I'm currently working on some more bits and pieces of scatter terrain, so you got them here on the table. So again, some of these are Patrick Miniatures stuff, like little houses, this little building here, destroyed building, which I'll be working on, and also some other bits and pieces, greenhouses again from Sabotage. So that's kind of, I'm just trying to, at the moment I'm just trying to thin out the lead pile, and I've had some of the buildings in boxes for such a long time now that I just want to put my foot down and just get them out of the way and done. There's about 3 or 4 left of the sabotaged and painted blue ones that I just want to get done. So that's kind of what I'm going to be working on for the next couple of weeks, I think, just to finish those off. I already mentioned it, I was over at Rampant attack last week. Hello to everybody that I saw, and it was good to see everybody, and it was nice to see how busy the show was as well. I mean, the amount of games was quite low, I thought. I can't remember exactly how many there were, maybe 10. Somewhere between 10 and 15. It normally feels there's a lot more. And I know some people had said in the comments and things that they didn't feel as though a great deal of effort had been put in with some. I thought most of them, the vast majority of them, they looked very good, they looked very nice. It's always a pleasure to go up to York and to Rampant attack, but I think it's still in the throes of just recovering a little bit from COVID at the moment. But there was plenty of traders there, and apparently there was over 2,000 people through the door, so you know, some people enjoyed it at least. But while I was up at Rampant attack, I got hold of some of the Chain of Command patrol markers. These are new printed ones, newish I should say, from Warbases. I think they released these last year. I thought I'll just get a full set of them, so I've got Americans, Japanese, Soviets, got Germans in here somewhere, and British as well, and that was largely my biggest spend, really, just getting those. Apart from the thing that I really wanted when I was going to go there, which is Zenos Rampant. Now you might be a bit amazed to see me, a historical wargamer, buying Xenos Rampant, but I've had my eye on it for a little while, to be honest. And I know the guys at the PCP, Plastic Crack podcast, were talking about it just the other week, but I promise you I wasn't influenced by them in this. I've been thinking about it for a while because I've seen quite a few people on Twitter that I follow having played it and saying it's pretty good. Jim Ozolski over at the Armchair Dragoons, they've been playing it and it's suddenly got into his top 10 of games, so you know there's a good recommendation if nothing else. So yes, I bought this and I really like it. I got this from Caliver Books. It's a really nice sandbox game. I'm going to do a proper review on it, so I'm not going to talk too much about it now. But yeah, I did it's a real nice sandbox game just for creating whatever you want out of any sci-fi universe that you're interested in. My immediate thoughts were Star Wars, because obviously I'm a big Star Wars fan, so that was, you know, what I wanted for, because I play Star Wars Chain of Command, which is great, but Chain of Command demands a lot of attention, and you know it's a great game, but it's also maybe not one for picking up on a Sunday afternoon, but Xenos Rampant certainly is. It's, you know, it's a nice quick club game. Now again, I'm not saying anything against Star Wars Chain of Command. I love it. I think it's brilliant. But this is just an alternative to that. I'll talk a little more about it because we did actually have a game of it later as well this week. But what I was looking online when I did buy it, and I'd noticed that nobody had actually done a Xenos Rampant quick reference sheet. Surprisingly, despite the fact it's been out for a while now. So I put one together. I have uploaded this to the file sections in the Zenos Rampant. There's two, as far as I know, there's two Zenos Rampant Facebook groups. I've uploaded this to the file section of there, so go and find it there, rather than me putting it in a Google Drive and leaving it. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description down below to the Zenos Rampant groups on Facebook, and you can go and find. You just have to join the groups, and you'll find the QRS there. But I managed to get it down to a page, which I was quite chuffed with. I missed a few things off, like movements and stuff like that, but the basics of the game are pretty much there for you. Obviously, you'll have to buy the rest of the book as well to be able to play the game. So, don't think it's a cheap way of just getting straight into the game. The other thing as well I got from Warbase, as I mentioned, I got the Chain of Command. I got these. You might not be able to see them too well, but I got these order markers. These were made to order markers made to order, and these are just see-through. What is it? Styrene? I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me. Perspex, I think, and. I just got them. I got these mainly for O Group because I don't really like the MDF tokens that they do for O Group because they're just a slightly bit too big. The order tokens, I mean, I really like the shock and the suppressed tokens, but I just don't like the order tokens so much. But these are really useful in other games as well, just to show that somebody had done something activated. So I just got about 20 or so of those to cover me for O Group and also just for other games as well. Really fast service. Ordered them, I think maybe, I don't know, Wednesday or so, and they were here before the end of the weekend. Really good work, good from Warbases as always. In the post I also got a chimney as well from Ironclad. I've been after a chimney for a little while. The reason for this is I want it for a specific scenario for Through the Mud and Blood, which I shall now also talk about, because I also got in the post over the last couple of weeks blue expanded foam sheets of it. I'll have 5 sheets of this because what I want to do is I want to make some specific trenches for a specific Through the Mud and the Blood scenario, because I'm going to be putting the game on at Steel Warriors on the 25th of March. This was an experiment. This was my first one. I realised that what I should have done is cut the foam through rather than try to carve out the trench here. But you can see it's you got to make mistakes to be able to get it right in the second place. So what I've done is I've actually asked Warbases if they can do sheets of MDF which will fit under this. So I've got a nice rigid floor. This is just card at the moment, and I don't think it's going to be rigid enough for my purposes. And then what I'll do is I'll just cut the line of the trench out and then separate the two parts and then use the gap in the bottom as the trench itself. This is based very much on the Sugar Factory at Courcelette. As I said, this is not even a work in progress. This was an experiment in progress, just to see how I could use the cutting tools and things I also got with the foam board as well. Just so I've been able to shape it, as you can see, so it's relatively flat to the table, slight rise on it. You know, I don't want a straight up line on either of these. I just want to kind of a little rise really for the trench. So that is something that I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks. That I'm hoping to make a video of it once I've got the progress done. So keep an eye out for that. You know, just this is how I made it. It's a completely experiment from my point of view. It's something I've never done before and just something I want to try out. So well, if it goes tits up I won't make a video of it, but otherwise I will do. So I got those for the specific scenario for Through the Mud and Blood. Obviously a chimney is a chimney, it'll be useful for all sorts of things, but I just wanted it for the actual factory. Also in the post as well, it probably won't interest a lot of people watching this, but I got the Scarlet Keys expansion, campaign expansion for Arkham Horror, the card game. This is their latest expansion here. I'll just quickly show you this because it is quite a nice set as well. Not particularly cheap, but it comes with a lovely map. Again, FFG are always great for their, if nothing else, they produce some really beautiful artwork and materials, and a really good big old rule book as well, 72 pages of it, and also nice to see that you can just open it and leave it open while you're playing the game. A load of cards, and also a storage system as well, which I won't be using because I've got my own anyway. So, but just to show you that you get all that as part of it, and that will be something that I will eventually dive into. I've not played Arkham Horror for a long time, but I do keep collecting it. That was in the post. Down at the club this week, Dean and I played a game of his raid game, which is his basically skirmish game to fit anything pretty much. He started it, he says, as a First World War raid on by the Arab forces under Lawrence against the Turks, and he's kind of now expanded into pretty much anything. So the one we were playing was his zombie version of it, which you have zombie non-player characters that move about and do bits and pieces, and it was fun. He's kind of changed the rules. We started playing last days a couple of weeks ago, and we found it very clunky, not particularly intuitive, and it just felt slow for a skirmish game. So we sat down and we thought about what we'd like to see in a skirmish game, or at least what I'd like to see in it, and he's kind of moulded the rules around that, and it was good. It was good fun. It's fast play and pretty simple as well. So you never know, you might see it on the Wargames vault at some point in the future, but I'll keep pushing him to publish it. But I think it needs quite a few more play tests first of all. Also as well, I mentioned it already, Xenos Rampant, we played it as well. We played a Star Wars game of it, Star Wars version of it, just to get our heads around the basic rules. It's really simple, it works very well, it's a fast play game. Within a couple of turns you pretty much pick most of the core rules up. The only thing we kept having to check up was the traits for the different units, but once you know those, again, it's pretty simple stuff. I'm going to film a game of it as well, just like a learning game, just to show you how the actual rules work, so look out for that at some point. I did think about filming it as we played it, but decided not to, so I'm going to do it as a solo game, and just to show you how the actual game works. And yeah, good fun, really good fun, nice and easy, and as I say, literally a pick up and play sandbox game. But I'm also going to do a review of it as well at some point in the future, so just keep an eye out for that as well, proper review. I've already mentioned Van Attack last week. I enjoyed it, good to see people there. Check out the show report video that I did. Also check out the Through the Mud and the Blood Facebook group as well, that's starting to pick up quite a few people, and also the Storm of Steel Facebook group as well. We're over 600 members at the moment, so I think 640 or so, thereabouts, so keep joining that. Keep posting pictures. I've started posting using people's pictures as the banner for the group itself, so get yourself in there, post some pictures. You never know, you might end up as on the banner of the group itself. And also next weekend I'm going to be away for a week as well, so there'll be a live stream this week, but there probably won't be a hobby update next week. There might be one on Friday, we'll just see, depends what comes through the post and what I get done, but don't expect one next weekend. There might be a bit of a surprise one, maybe Friday or Saturday morning or something. Videos will still be coming out this Friday and the following Friday, plus I've got a couple of reviews as well that I will put out when I can. So keep an eye out for those things, but yeah, there'll be no real updates until I get back, so it might be a big update when I get back, just to show you what has happened in the last couple of weeks. But apart from that, all I'll say is if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscription button. Also check out Patreon, check out my channel membership. You will get videos early, and you will get them ad free as well, so check that out. A little bit of a bonus for you if you want to help out the channel, and I will see you when I see you in the next Hobby Update Bench Report.